What's up, YouTube? So, I decided to make a quick video. It's non-rehearsed, non-scheduled, anything. I just wanted to put a video out there because I felt it was necessary. For some odd reason, which I can't remember right now, oh yeah, like 400 subscribers over the course of a day, which is completely amazing. I mentioned it to my girlfriend and she just went nuts. I was walking around talking to her about the 150 that I had. And for those that didn't know, or those that subscribed more recently, a couple of days ago at this time, I had 159 subscribers. And everybody knows I have one person to thank. So I just wanted to extend a personal thank you to Simply Austin, because you didn't have to do that. I didn't know you were going to do that. But it was really awesome that you did. And I appreciate that you put my name out there and let people know, especially with your fan base. It really helped me out. So once again, thank you. And I owe you one. You could say I don't all you want, but I owe you one. So now, excuse me, sorry. Didn't want to do that during a video. For those that have watched my videos before, you'll be glad to know that I turned my phone down before I started recording this time. So it shouldn't ring. If it does, then there's a problem. So about the channel, those that don't know, I just started putting content out again. I don't know, in April, I think it was. I started in April. I've had the channel for about 3 years. And it used to be where I would find games and stuff and put videos out. And you can see that on my channel still. I never took the videos down. But that's how it started off. But and in the future, I do intend to do more of that. So if you enjoy watching those kind of things, as if it's not all over YouTube already, if you do enjoy watching that kind of thing, then don't worry. I'm still going to do that whenever I find games. I just haven't been searching lately. Mainly it's been Toys R Us or Target, picking up the toys and stuff that come out, and those are hard enough to keep up with as it is. So, but yeah, back then it just kind of got tedious to look around for stuff and not find anything most of the time, and worry about if I was gonna put out a video or not because I didn't find anything. And blah blah blah. I'm not CJR or something. I don't live in Video Game City. I don't know where that guy finds everything that he finds, but it's pretty amazing. And I don't have that kind of luck or availability around in my area, so it was tough to keep up with that and keep making videos on a regular basis. So I would come out with one video every month or every 2 months even, and then it just got further and further apart, to the point where I was just like, is that really what I want to do? And it wasn't. I mean, I want to do it, but it's not the only thing I want to do on YouTube. Obviously. You can see that now. So that's just a little bit of background on my channel. And it kind of, I was in and out of YouTube over the course of 3 years. And I just got more serious about making videos and putting stuff out there as of April. So my channel will basically consist of what you see. It'll have the top 50 countdown videos for the systems, and I plan to do every major system, console, you name it. I plan to put those out there over time. It's not going to happen in 1 week. It's probably not going to happen in 1 month or 2 months, but I plan to get those out there on a normal basis. So I've already got a couple planned out and listed out and ready to throw together. So you'll see another one soon. It should be the PlayStation 2 one, but I'm not sure which one I want to put out first. And so there's those. There's the normal update videos on my arcade, which there's going to be a huge one. Okay, if you look behind me right here, you could see, I'm terrible at pointing opposite direction, right there on the screen. See that? That's not video games. That's Windows and websites and all kinds of stuff popped up on my arcade. And on my other monitor, my other couple monitors over here, I have stuff popped up with media and websites. I'm actually updating my arcade machine. And the plan was to originally re-upload all of the media that I've done so far in an easier to use fashion, in different folders, so on and so forth. If you saw my previous video about that, I talked about it a little bit. So I was going to re-upload it so it's easier for you guys. And then I thought, somebody had approached me about the folder names, and I asked in the video, what do you guys think? So there were mixed responses to that. I eventually thought about it myself and came to the conclusion that not only would it be good for you guys, but it'll be good for me if I just get my folders and game names and everything in order, correct them. I should have done it before I put the media out there already, and I do apologize for that part. You guys had to go through sorting out stuff, and you shouldn't have to do that when you go to download something from somebody who's giving it to you. 99% of people out there go through the trouble to separate it and organize it correctly before they hand it to people. I pretty much handed you a bag of garbage and said, here's a diamond ring in there somewhere, and you got to dig around in it. That's how I see it after thinking about it. And as for myself, if I download something, I want to be able to just throw it in the folder. And I also thought about the fact that when I started my arcade machine, I only started actually building the software on my arcade machine around February. And when I started, I built it previously. Unfortunately, a hard drive got completely lost, a 2 terabyte hard drive. That was heartbreaking. But, excuse me. I don't cut the scenes when I cough or sneeze, and let's hope you don't hear me fart or something. So around February, I started making my machine, and I thought, wouldn't it be great if everything was on one wheel? And I wouldn't have to worry about going from system to system because I can access all my games off one wheel. And that was the plan. That's what I did. I made them on one wheel, okay? And it started off with about 900 to 1,000 games. And then I'm like, well, I don't have that system in here. Let me pick out the best ones from that system and put it in there. And I don't have that system. Let me pick out some more from that system. And you know what? Now that I'm adding some more, why don't I just go through the MAME videos, watch every single video? I sat there and watched 9,000 MAME videos so that I can pick the best ones. That's stupidity or dedication. I don't know what you want to call it, but so I added more MAME games, and eventually over time the total came up to over 2,500 games on there. And I didn't think much of it. I'd go on there, and most of the time, honestly, I would sit back and play Donkey Kong or Dig Dug. I like the older ones. I like the really older ones. I'll play RPGs and stuff, but I do those on my television. The arcade machine is attached to a 47-inch television on the side over here in the game room, so I can play the games with a 360 controller. I have 2 of them on the machine up top. There's one. I touched it backwards. Okay, so I can play those on a big screen. So those are fun and all, but when I'm playing the arcade, I only play Donkey Kong and Dig Dug and a few other games. Okay, more often. Occasionally I'll play a different game. Let me get back. Alright, so on Thanksgiving, my parents were over, and I hadn't had this thing in order. Like I said, I started in February. It wasn't in this room last Thanksgiving. My mom saw it, and she said, "Oh, do you have Frogger?" And I said, "Yeah, I have Frogger." So I went through, found Frogger for her, and she played the hell out of Frogger. Now here's where the problem is. When she was done with Frogger, I asked her if she wanted to try something else, and she said, "No, the games are too hard to find in there for me." And then about a half an hour later, my dad came in the room, and he sat at the arcade machine, and it took him a good 15 minutes to find Gauntlet. And I tried to explain to him, and he's pretty savvy with electronics and stuff, but I tried to explain to him it was in alphabetical order, but he could not find the games that he was looking for. And so I was like, you know what? After all was said and done, I said, you know what? I'm going to change my machine. It was nice in the beginning to have one wheel, but when you have that many games, it just becomes impossible to find anything to play. I mean, as funny as it sounds, it's hard to choose a game or find something you're looking for, especially if you didn't build the machine and you're like one of my friends coming over to look for a game to play. So I decided to put in a main wheel. Now, this has become the most stressful. I've done a lot of shit on my arcade machine, and I'll tell you. And you guys have seen my other videos, but there's more than that I've done. I just haven't taken videos, okay? This, converting from one wheel setup to 70 wheels, because not only did I decide to convert to one wheel, or to multiple wheels, a main menu, but I decided to add more systems. I didn't have Famicom Disk System or Nintendo Famicom or Super Famicom. You know what, guys? I didn't have Super Famicom, and I've added a lot of systems right now, but Super Famicom has to be the most desirable system of the ones that I didn't add yet. I cannot believe how many good games are on the Super Famicom. I feel stupid for not having it on there in the first place. Anyways, that's a side thing. Alright, so all these systems I'm adding on there. And then I'm breaking down the arcade games so it's easier for other people to find into the Data East, Konami, Capcom, all those, doing all the different categories. So in the end, it'll be like 70 systems. I'm not going for like a record-breaking 209 or 210, whatever the max is right now. I'm not trying to do all that. But I do want them broken down to the point where it's easier to find things. You can find what you're looking for. Now, that hasn't been difficult so far. That's not the stressful part. You know what the stressful part was? The damn marquee. I have that marquee, and once again, if you've seen my video before, I have that marquee that has the full motion video or all that stuff. I use HyperMarquee with EDS, and it worked fantastic on one wheel. But there were so many false closings, false calls on there, errors, crashing, all kinds of stuff for me to try to get this thing to work the way I had it before with one wheel. I'm trying to get it to work the same way with multiple wheels, only adding that extra layer to it with the main menu. Okay. I spent 2.5 days trying to figure this thing out and get it to work correctly. Okay. It's one thing if you just have marquees. No big deal. But it's a whole other thing when you add on the different aspects to it that I'm trying to add on with the FLV videos, with the GIF images, GIF images, and the multiple things. Okay. I'm no pro at HyperMarquee. I will say most of my time's been spent with Rocket Launcher. I've learned the program. I consider myself pretty knowledgeable about Rocket Launcher. But when it comes to HyperMarquee and EDS, I just know what I know by doing stuff. Okay? I know what I know. I haven't read much on it. I watched a couple of videos on people using it and got some ideas. But let me tell you something about those videos. You can look up a tutorial online about how to use EDS or HyperMarquee, but it don't mean shit, because the only thing that matters is your personal setup. Those numbers that they put in those event calls, the event IDs, do not matter, because I looked up a setup that was just like mine almost. The guy had 12 instances running in his HyperMarquee. And I used his numbers and got a shitfest of problems. Okay? You need to figure that kind of stuff out on your own. Now, I plan to do a tutorial on how to get everything set up and what you want to do and what kind of artwork you're going to use where if you want to have a nice looking marquee and how to put it into the thing. But as far as the event calls, I can only steer you in the right direction. Okay? There's nothing for certain. It all depends on your system and what you're trying to do with it. Now, see, my problem was I was trying to start off. If you saw my last one, where I showed the marquee, it has a video playing in the bottom, it has a GIF image playing in the top, it has 2 GIF images in the top right and left, and a scrolling text, but the text didn't say anything. And I was trying to get that to look the same, and then when the intro is over, it would swap to pictures instead. Okay? And that's where it became difficult. But don't worry, I got it now. 2.5 days of stress. And believe me, guys, it was something really stupid that I missed. I could have been done 6 hours max. I could have been done, but I missed something stupid. Okay, and that's fine for you guys, because when I do the tutorial, I'm going to tell you exactly what it was that I missed that can save you 2 days of stress. Okay, so plans for a tutorial for that coming up. Like I said, I have the top 50 countdown videos, which I also plan to extend to maybe top 20s of other things, like top 20 arcade peripherals or arcade machines that are out there, or top 20 I don't know. I might have to go to top 20 for some of the video game systems, because as you know, like, I couldn't even do a top 20 of Virtual Boy or 32X, stuff like that. So I don't know what I'm going to do about those. I may very well do a top 50 of Nintendo handhelds and include all the Game Boys and the Virtual Boy, Nintendo Classic handhelds or something. Oh, that sounds pretty good, actually. Tell me what you guys think about that. If that would make a good video, or you think I should break up the Game Boys into different categories and skip the Virtual Boy. I don't know. I kind of like that idea, though, of adding all the classic ones together. But I'll do whatever you guys want to see. Doesn't matter to me. It's just as fun making the videos either way. Alright, so I got the top 50s, possible top 20s in the future of different things. I have my arcade machine updates, which I need to take another one. As soon as I get it in order, I'm going to take a nice long video of displaying everything that it does at that point. I've been working on it for a week and a half, 2 weeks maybe, and honestly, I'm almost done. So it shouldn't be that much longer. And Rocket Launcher Experience is going to continue as soon as I finish my arcade and get a couple other videos out. As soon as I finish my arcade machine and get it back in order, because you can't even really sit down and enjoy it right now, because some systems don't have stuff, some systems aren't starting yet. But as soon as that's in line and in order, I will re-upload all the stuff, because you guys have to realize that renaming my folders, I have to rename my games, my wheels, my videos, my themes, the marquee images, the controller images I made, my GIF images in the top right and left corners of the thing, my info file. All the games have to be renamed because I personalized those to my games before. So my info file has to be straightened out so it shows the information text across my marquee monitor. I have to rename everything, every folder in Rocket Launcher, but that's easy because I only have to do that once for all of the systems. And then what I'll do is just copy it multiple times and then open the folders and drop the media into the new folders. And then once I get it all in there, I'll put it back into Rocket Launcher and it'll be set. So, and I have a list generator for my ROMs. I just click a batch file and it creates a list, and then I use Ant Renamer to use that list to rename all the folders. So what I do, if anybody wants a tutorial on how to do that, I can give you a tutorial on that. And I'm sure there's easier ways, but I'm just used to doing it this way. I've done it this way for forever. So I just create a dummy folder and copy it however many times I need to for however many ROMs there are for that system. And I take the list that the list generator generated, the batch file, and load that into Ant Renamer, drop the folders into Ant Renamer, and click rename. And it names all the folders off the list. So then I immediately have it. Literally, I can do a system in like 5 minutes. I can get the entire folder structure done with the correct names and everything. Maybe even less than that. It's just generating a list and then copying the folders. So assume 5 minutes per system. It's not going to take that long. So once everything is renamed and all that, and I get my machine back in order, Rocket Launcher and all, I'm going to rezip everything. And at that point, I will release another video called Restructuring. Okay? and I'm going to talk about exactly how everything's going to look, where it's going to go, how long it's going to take, possibly. All that information will be in that video. And from that day forward, I'm going to take all the downloads down from the sites, because if you're a new subscriber, I know I'm talking a lot in this video, but I'm addressing new people here, a lot of new people 2 times more than what I had before. So I'm just trying to get as much information out as possible without rambling, but I think I'm failing. Okay, so I don't have the money to pay for, ignore everything around you. I'm not rich, okay? I don't have the money to pay for, around me anyways, a service for the 2 terabyte upload service or whatever through Megasync or anywhere. So I do the best I can. I make a few accounts and upload to those, and I'll explain more how that's going to work when I do the restructuring. So just know that it takes a while for me to re-upload this stuff, so don't look for the files right after restructuring. And if you haven't gotten the files yet, now's your chance, because it's going to be a couple weeks, maybe 3 weeks max, before I'm done with the machine and everything I have to do. And you have plenty of time to download. And if you're just subscribing and it's already been 3 weeks since I put out this video, wait until after. Hell, if I were you guys and you haven't downloaded this stuff yet, I wouldn't touch it yet. I would not grab what's there now. I would be patient and wait a few weeks until I put the new stuff, start putting the new stuff up, and get it when it's already renamed. It's up to you. You could definitely rename everything or sort out everything before 3 weeks. I mean, it'd probably take you a couple days to put everything where it belongs, if even that. I know renaming the games, I only had 1 game that was named wrong in GameCube, and a lot of them are named correctly, but there's a lot that aren't. So by all means, you're welcome to download it now. It's going to be up there. I'm not taking it down yet, but personally, I suggest you wait until after the restructure of the download section and the naming and all that to download it. I'm getting parts, so I got to end this video soon. So the rocket launcher experience is there. Now, one last thing, guys, that I want to mention, I had done it in the past, and I'd like to do it again because it's a nice break from what I normally do. A sort of Let's Play kind of thing. I don't want to make enemies here because a lot of people don't like Let's Plays, and a lot of people do. You know, the moment you hear Let's Play on a channel, you click the unsubscribe, and I don't want that to happen. You know, I could play video games on the couch or in the chair by myself. I don't really give a shit. But I like opinions. I like to compare play styles and favorites and things like that. If you couldn't tell by me putting out the 50s videos, and I would stream it live on YouTube. So, or Twitch. I haven't decided yet, but I did it before, and I streamed it on Twitch. But there was no preparation. I didn't let anybody know I was doing it, and I had a couple of my friends show up and watch me play, and we talked and stuff like that. But the funny thing is, the one time I did it, my mic was not recording in the stream, so they were talking, but they couldn't hear me respond, maybe. I don't know what was going on there. It seemed like they could, but it got screwed up. But now I know the program a lot better that I use, and I'm thinking about streaming games. Now, I'm not talking about streaming Titanfall 2, or I'm not talking about streaming, Call of Duty, Battlefield 1, or anything like that. I'm talking about streaming old games, classic games. I'm talking about streaming, like, maybe picking up an Elgato capture device or something, asking somebody for it for Christmas. I don't know. I don't have one. I'd love to have one. But picking one of those up and hooking it up to my arcade and live streaming myself playing arcade games or something. I don't know. Just something if anybody's interested in. And then, you can come on, you can join the channel, you watch, you ask questions about Rocket Launcher or the front ends or whatever you want to know, and we could just chat, and then that way you don't have to type and then wait and see if I answer in the video, or you don't have to be stuck on something and have no one answer you in a forum, because I'm more than willing to help you find an answer. And if I don't know the answer, hell, I'll sit there and I'll type it into the computer and try to find the answer with you. But first and foremost, playing the games. I mean, that's something that I'm interested in getting back into. So let me know what you guys think about that too. I know, like I said, I don't want to chase away any subscribers. You guys are here for the content that I put out right now. Nobody gives a shit about the content that you're going to put out in the future, unless it's good. When you put it out, they see it's good, they like it. But until then, everybody's like, it's just another Let's Play. By the way, the first video I did, I played Bucky O'Hare. Almost beat it, but unfortunately I got to one part in there where you had to jump up a part with the duck, and I forget his name, Dead-Eyed Duck, I think. You had to use your rocket booster or something, or your jump, or I don't remember, and get up on a ledge, and I didn't put enough points into that ability, and I got stuck. I couldn't get up there. Anyways, you don't care about that right now. So I'm going to cut this video short now. Short. Yeah, right. Just know that if you're a new subscriber, I appreciate you subscribing. I'm glad to have everybody who did subscribe, and you couldn't have came from a better person, Simply Austin. I'm glad to have any members of his audience be my audience. So, if you're watching this and you have not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe, because there's a lot to look forward to in the channel. I'm basically just getting started. I got started in April. I haven't even pushed out anything yet. I mean, I put out some media and stuff and the fades, but it's, believe me, there's a lot more that I would like to personally do and get done, especially now that I've added a bunch of systems. A lot more I'd like to personally get done, and when I do that stuff for myself, I give it to you guys, so you can expect those things. But yeah, I mean, just leave comments in the video. Let me know what you thought about the things that I asked. Let me know what you think of the channel. Doesn't matter, whatever you want to say. You guys are free to say whatever, and those that have asked me questions know that I answer right away. I keep my phone by my side, and if I get a notification, I'll go in, and if I know the answer, or I'm not super busy, I'll answer it immediately for you. So feel free to comment, and like the video, please. A lot of people go in and grab stuff, or they watch the video and they like it, but they don't click the like. And if you know YouTube, those likes are important, just as important as the views, because it pushes you up the queue when people do a search for your video, for the subject of your videos. So somebody searches for Hyperspin, and I have a lot of likes on a video, I'll be on the front page. Maybe, I don't know, there's a lot of videos on the front page, but those likes are really important. Okay, so I'm counting on those. If there was anything I ever asked of you guys in return for what I do, it's the thumbs up. It's that. That's all I asked for, the likes. Okay, and that's it. So I will talk to you guys in about 3 weeks. Actually, sooner than that, because I'm going to come out with a couple of videos before then. But a personal talk here. I will talk to you guys personally about stuff in a few weeks, and we'll get this stuff in order. We'll get everything, reconstructed, make it easier for everybody to download, and I'm gonna love my arcade machine that much more when all is said and done. All right, thank you guys.